Mic's going. All right. Just gonna wait for some people to come in. Let me see if I can. Nope. Mute that. There. Okay. So we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna be talking about some deals. If you have any questions for your Black Friday deals, you can go ahead and come in. But I'm specifically making this live stream because I feel a lot of people are actually kind of sleeping on the Sony 1000 XM4's. So if anybody has Sony 1000 XM4, so if anybody has any questions for Black Friday, go ahead and ask. I'm just updating all of this stuff. You actually got to get like more streaming software, maybe get like a streaming setup. I don't know, really stream much. What do you think about the JBL Stage 320? Yeah, so the JBL Partybox 320, that's definitely one of the deals that we were talking about on Sunday, because we did this live stream on Sunday as well. But hold on, let me just get this chat up so I can see you guys better. Hold on, just give me one sec. All right, there we go. Okay, I got the chat. All right, so the JBL Partybox 320, it is on sale. Why is something wrong here? Nope. Cool. I got an ad on my own stream, YouTube. Okay, so what do you think about the JBL Partybox 320? Right now, the Partybox 320 is going. JBL's entire lineup of speakers are on sale. Most surprisingly, when we saw this on Sunday, when we did that live stream, the Partybox Ultimate, which has a retail price of $1,800 plus taxes plus shipping, it costs like $2,000 if you actually want to get it at your house. It's on sale for $1,000. So if you're thinking about getting the Partybox Ultimate at $1,000, solid pickup. There, you just have to wonder, do I have the room for the Partybox Ultimate? Because that thing is huge. Now, right now, the Partybox 320, it's on sale for $400. I'm just gonna go ahead and add it to the chat in case anybody wants to check it out. So the Partybox 320 is on sale for $400. The Partybox 320 in general is one of the best pin. Okay, I can pin that. Okay, cool. I'm learning how to stream as we go. Okay, I don't usually stream too much, just because I want to focus on like making content. But with the Partybox 320, it's one of the best portable Bluetooth speakers that you can get right now, specifically because of that removable battery. Like that removable battery comes in clutch. The removable battery is one of the main reasons why I always really liked the Soundbox. If you're gonna go to the beach, you're gonna go into the woods with your friends, you're gonna go camping or whatever, you can just take your own battery. And right now, JBL does have the batteries on sale. I think they go for like $100 each one for the 320. The 120 uses a smaller battery, but you can also use that battery on the Extreme 4 JBL Partybox 320. So yeah, I mean, like just having that removable battery is extremely useful. But then also, just from a design standpoint, the Partybox 320 is really great to take on the go with you, just because those wheels are so freaking huge. Because like, don't get me wrong, I like the Sony XV800. It has a more neutral sound to it. But from a portability standpoint, the Partybox 320, I mean the Sony XV800 isn't as portable as the 320 because the wheels are smaller. Plus, you don't have that removable battery. Like JBL throwing in that removable battery, plus making those wheels even bigger than they were before. It was a big upgrade. It was a big upgrade. Just so here's the battery. So yeah, the JBL battery 400, it's $100, and for the 120, I think it was 80. Let me just just so that we're not wrong there. And the removable battery for the Party Box 120 is $70. So just from like a portability standpoint, JBL knocked it out the park. They made the wheels bigger and they added that removable battery. And more importantly, that removable battery is very easy to remove because, like, yeah, you can remove the battery on the Soundbox 4, Soundbox 3, but you know, you gotta like, it's not as sleek as the Party Box 320, and you know, those wheels, even though the XV800 has wheels, the wheels on the Sony are much smaller and they're not as durable. So if you're thinking about picking up the Party Box 320 right now at $400, that's a solid pickup. But JBL's entire speaker lineup is on sale because the 120 I think is on sale for like $300. Let me just double check that. Yeah. Party Box 120. The Party Box, yeah, the Party Box 120, that guy's on sale for $300. Let me just add that to the chat as well. And the Party Box Ultimate is on sale for $1,000, which is like the biggest deal that JBL is offering right now on the Party Boxes. Now, right now, I would not be surprised if we saw JBL announce a Party Box 720 at CES. Replace pinned message. Oh, okay, I can replace. Okay, so that is the pinned message for the Party Box 120. So I wouldn't be surprised if at CES 2025 coming up in January, wouldn't be surprised if there's a Party Box 720 that gets announced, and it's probably going to be mostly a cosmetic update. However, what I would really like to see on the Party Box 720 would actually be a pair of mid-range drivers, very similar to the Ultimate, because the Ultimate, you have your tweeters, your mid-range drivers, and then you have your two big woofers, whereas with the Party Box 320 and the Party Box 120, you have your two tweeters and you have your two woofers. So with the additional mid-range drivers on the Party Box Ultimate, that just helps it sound more open than either the 320 or the 120 and the 710. And we've done that whole review series. We did the Ultimate versus the 710. So if you're thinking about getting a Party Box 320 or 120 right now, you know, you don't have to worry about getting an upgrade anytime soon because it's pretty solid. Then plus you have those removable batteries. Once you get to the point where your battery can't hold a charge, just get a new battery. You don't have to get a new speaker. And alongside the Party Box 720, I also wouldn't be surprised if JBL announces a new Encore at CES 2025. How much is the so yeah, right now we have the JBL Party Box Encore Essential. That guy's on sale for $200, or yeah, and they don't even sell the JBL Party Box Encore. And then that's like another thing I really hope they don't do again, where like they have the Party Box Encore Essential and then the Party Box Encore. It never really made sense, and plus the Encore with all the bells and whistles, it wasn't as easy to get as the Essential. So I always thought it was really confusing that they even did that. So Party Box 320, Party Box 120, two great speakers to consider right now, especially. And those are the speakers that I use on a regular basis, especially when I'm using outside, because of those removable batteries. However, if I want, and you know, it has good bass, has a lot of bass. However, if I want something with a more neutral sound signature, something with, you know, a more leveled sound, that's when I would go with the Sony XV800. Sony in general is just like, they're like redesigning their sound, if that makes sense, because everything before then was very bass heavy. Now, especially with the new Alt 1 and the Alt 7, their sound is a lot more balanced. I actually really like it, and like I've mentioned in the Sunday stream, the Alt 1, how would you do this? The Alt 1 is right there, okay? And the Alt 1 is my favorite speaker to use when I'm in the studio getting B-roll, you know, and I need something small. And we have the Party Boxes, the 320 and the 120. Those are outside, but actually we do have a closet here, and that's where I have like the 310 and the 110 and the 710 all stored and whatnot. So I mean, like we got that. Maybe I'll walk around. Oh crap! Maybe I'll walk around and we can get a close up or something. I don't have a camera, man, today, just because we're trying to stream a little janky here. What is this? Okay, so yeah. All right, what other questions do we have? All right. Thank you very much, Abraham, for the words of encouragement. Let me see. I found the Watcha 720s on sale for $55 and the Sony Ultwear on for $130. Well, not dollars, pounds. Which one should I buy? Well, hold on. Let me just grab them. So here are the Watcha 720Ns, and we're doing this by feel. Hold on. Oh, nope. Those are the Sennheiser. Oh, I should have turned off. Okay. Is my audio good? I need an audio check real quick because I just moved the Sennheisers. Yeah, okay, we're good. All right, so Sony Ultwear. These are the Sony Ultwear. Oops. And then here are the Watcha 720Ns. Now, the Watcha 720Ns, these are a great pair of budget headphones. They're extremely lightweight, so that's going to be great for the gym. And if you are getting them on sale for 80 pounds, it's either 80 pounds, no, 55 pounds or 55 euros. I always mix up the symbol. These are going to be a good pair of headphones to like beat up at the gym, and like for 55 pounds, 55 euros, I wouldn't feel bad if they broke after a while because you're at the gym. However, with the Oldfield one, not the Oldfield one, the Ultwears, these are more durable than the Watcha 720Ns. They do weigh, these weigh in at 255 grams, 253 grams, around that ballpark, and these weigh in at like 190 grams. So, these are heavier, but the Ultwears are still very comfy because these ear cups are very spacious, just like the Watcha 720Ns. The thing about these is that since they do have more padding on their ear pads, they can heat up faster than the Watcha 720Ns. However, these are going to block out more noise, and these are going to sound better, especially because they do have that extra bass feature. So if you're going to watch a movie or whatnot, just having all that extra bass when you're watching your movie is going to add an extra level of immersion, which I personally really like. Let me just go ahead and throw that in the chat as well real quick. You know what? We're just going to keep these tabs open, and I'm over here without a mouse. Okay, so Sony Ultwear. But since we're talking about headphones, like the main reason why we're making this stream is I just want to let as many people as possible know that right now I think the best deal on headphones that you can get is the Sony. Hold on, let me just, before I lose my train of thought. Okay, just gonna go ahead. Tag this, okay. Replace pin message, okay. I think the best deal that you can get right now for Black Friday are the Sony WH-1000 XM4's. Now these things, they're like 4 or 5 years old now. These things are ancient when you talk about tech. However, right now, these are on sale for $200, okay? And they usually retail for $350. The thing about these is, thanks to their atmospheric pressure sensor, and we've done this video, you guys can go into the search bar and search the channel. Thanks to the atmospheric pressure sensor on the 1000 XM4's, these will block out more noise than your latest ANC headphones that are not from Sony, like either the Bose QC Ultra, the Bose QCs, the AirPod Max, the Sennheiser Momentum 4's, and I haven't been able to do this test just yet, but personally, just from an educated guess, I wouldn't be surprised if these are also able to block out more noise while at cruising altitude than the Sonos Ace headphones, thanks to the atmospheric pressure sensor. Now, the Sony 1000 XM5's Those also have the atmospheric pressure sensor, and the Sony 1000 XM5s will automatically calibrate themselves constantly. So whereas with the XM4s, once you're on an airplane, once you're at cruising altitude, you have to go through the calibration process. Now you can go through the calibration process through the app, or, and I've explained this in the full review, but I'm just letting you guys know because you're in the chat. If you're in this chat, I hope you're probably a smart guy, trying to look for a good deal. Um, if you want to go through the calibration process on the XM4s without having to open your app, all you got to do is just press and hold the custom button, and then they're going to say calibrating, and then they go through the calibration process. And once you're calibrated for cruising altitude, these will block out more noise than Bose's headphones, Sennheiser's headphones, and an educated guess, the Sonos Ace. So just from an active noise cancellation standpoint, these are top tier. These block out just a little bit less noise than the Sony 1000 XM5s. Now, also recently, I think this video came out like 2 weeks ago. It was a video that I decided to get done quickly, not rush out, but we wanted to get it done as fast as possible. There were some people in the Reddit that were worried that Sony was pulling a Bose, because the Sony 1000 XM6s have been leaked. So some people thought that Sony was putting out a new firmware update for both the 1000 XM5s and the 1000 XM4s to degrade their active noise cancellation performance so that the 1000 XM6s will look better once they come out. But in my video, I actually found that the active noise cancellation on the XM4s was improved, and the active noise cancellation on the 1000 XM5s, it was different. They weren't blocking out as much road noise, but they were doing a much better job when it came to blocking out chatter. So in my book, I actually think both the XM4s and the XM5s were upgraded. So from an active noise cancellation standpoint, if you're looking for a pair of headphones to fly with, the XM4s right now for $200 are a solid pickup. And personally, I've said this in the multiple videos, multiple times in different ways. I prefer the body of the XM4s over the body over the body. Yeah, hold on, just gotta make sure with these Sennheisers. I should have turned off Bluetooth on my phone. I need an audio check real quick, because anytime the Sennheisers, yeah, we did. Because anytime the Sennheisers move in their case, they turn on. It's a whole thing. I've tried telling Sennheiser, I've told them in my videos, I've tried emailing them. I'm like, hey, listen, these Sennheisers, they turn on while they're in their case. Nobody ever gets back to me, and I'm like, all right, we're just gonna, try to let you guys know, whatever. So anyways, I prefer the body of the XM4s over the XM5s for a few reasons. First off, since the XM5s have this lay flat design, unfortunately, this case is significantly larger than the case that comes with the XM4s, okay? If I'm flying, my carry-on, my backpack, those things are packed. So but I still need my headphones. So I want the smallest case possible. That's why I like to recommend either the XM4s for flying or the Bose QCs. These are great options to fly with because they have small cases. And this is actually another one of the many reasons why I do not recommend AirPods, because this is not protecting your headphones. So case-wise, XM5s, not my favorite for flying. Big case because of lay flat design. But also, I prefer the design of the XM4s because the ear cups on the XM4s are more spacious than the ear cups found on the XM5s. With these XM5s, their ear cups are a little bit more shallow, so these do have a tendency to like push down on your ear cartilage, and that can get a little uncomfortable after, like, let's say the 45-minute mark or the 1 hour mark. Whereas with the XM4s, these ear cups, they're more spacious. They go in a lot deeper. Now, they aren't as spacious as the ear cups that you'll find on the Bose QCs. Hold on, let me just get them out. They're not as comfortable as the Bose QCs because these are much wider and they're a lot deeper. However, with the XM5s, I do feel that they should be able to fit most people just fine, but they definitely do fit better than the XM5s. And then another thing that I'm not the biggest fan of the XM5s is that this headband, the padding, it's not as much, and also this headband is very thin, so this headband can get a little hot compared to the XM4s, which this headband is a little thicker and there is more padding. So like I said on the Sunday stream, I would really love to see the Sony 1000 XM6s to have the 1000 XM4's body, but with the 1000 XM5's internals, you know, like active noise cancellation, sound, and their microphone. But unfortunately, we've already seen that the 1000 XM6s have been leaked and they're still rocking the same body as the 1000 XM5s. So right now for Black Friday, I really recommend that if you're looking for a pair of ANC headphones and you want to block out the most amount of noise, but also have your headphones be very comfortable and easy to fly with because of their smaller case, I highly recommend you go with the XM4s because I kind of feel that once the XM6s, they're out, you're only going to be able to choose the XM5s or the XM6s. I think they're going to be like completely just shelving the XM4s. And actually, one of the reasons why I also like the Alt Wear, you know, these are a pair of mid-tier ANC headphones, so they don't have the atmospheric pressure sensor like the XM4s, and they don't block out as much noise as the XM4s, and especially the 1000 XM5s. They do block out more noise than the Wetcha 720Ns. But when I first saw the Alt Wears, I actually did like a sigh of relief. I'm like, oh, thank God you guys are using the collapsible design. You guys aren't gonna go full on lay flat design because you know, like the Wetcha 720Ns, these have a lay flat design, but I think these have a lay flat design just to lower their overall cost. Because, you know, if you want collapsible headphones, your collapsible headphones, just from a manufacturing standpoint, they are going to cost more because it does, you know, you gotta pay for that hinge. But thankfully, it doesn't seem like Sony is dead set on moving to a lay flat design. And personally, I don't think lay flat design is the best, especially for flying, because if you have lay flat design, you're gonna have a larger case. Yeah, the Ultrawears, these are also good. They're like a light version of the XM4s, but with the XM4s, they're gonna block out more noise because they have that atmospheric pressure sensor, whereas the Ultrawears don't. So definitely, listen, man. I need you guys to pick up the XM4s before they're gone. Do not go, oh, I wish I could have picked up the XM4s when I could. Like, I'm over here yelling, screaming, begging you guys, get the XM4s while you can. All right, so audio is cutting. Well, this is old. All right, so who's next? Sony Alt Wear, $130 worth the money. Yeah, for $130, the Alt Wears are, where are you getting them for $130? Because I know they're on sale for $150, still a solid pickup. But if you can get them for $130, even better. And plus, with the Alt Wear, you're gonna get a hard shell case, and they have all of that extra bass. Can't go wrong with those. What's your take on the smart karaoke speakers with mics? Don't know about those, Manuel. Sorry. Okay. How long are they going to be on sale? I wouldn't be surprised if these sales continue until after Christmas. You know, like basically we have like a shopping. It's not even like a shopping holiday anymore. It's just a shopping season. So I wouldn't be surprised if these sales they continue on until December, maybe even like the first week of January, because maybe they're gonna start doing like a New Year sale. So we actually have somebody in the chat that's using, hold on, channel, go to put timeout, okay. So we actually have somebody in the chat that is using the Alt Wear right now. And now that I think about it, something that I've noticed for the last few weeks as well, I'm starting to see a lot of alt wearers show up at the gym. Because like they're just a solid pair of all around good headphones. Okay, so AB is saying that the Sony 1000 XM4s they sound great, but the clamping force is killing me. Now listen, man. The clamping force on the Sony's XM4s, any headphones really, they're not that bad. I mean, like, the Big Head approved. Get your hat shelved down below. I think, maybe, I hope. um, the clamping force on the XM4s is not bad at all. Headphones that do have bad clamping force are freaking the Beats Studio Pro. Pro. Oh, you know what? Before I go into like a rant, so do not. I don't. If you are a subscriber, do not get the Beats Studio Pro. The Beats Studio Pros, my goodness. So the Beats Studio Pros are just. I mean, can I say they're robbery? They're Apple's robbing from you. I mean, like the Beats Studio Pros, these things have, and I have them here. Hold on, let me just grab them. Hold on, hold on. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Here they are. Beats Studio Pros. These things are for people that unfortunately just don't know any better. They just see other people buying them, or they go to the Apple store and they see them and they buy them. But the Beat Studio Pros, these things are just robbery. I mean, just from a clamping force standpoint, these things do have a lot of clamping force. But the big issue fit-wise about the Beat Studio Pros is these ear cups. They do not pivot or swivel all that much. So these things, they don't fit on your head as comfortably as, let's say, we've got the old wear, or a lot of these other Sony or Bose headphones, because with these swivel and they pivot a lot more. So these things are going to be able to rest more naturally on your head. Whereas with the Beats, they just don't. Also, with the Beats, these ear pads, they're shallow. They're not as shallow as the ear pads, or actually, yeah, no, they're actually more shallow than the ear pads on the XM5s. So with these, they're going to press down on your ear cartilage, which again, at like the 45-minute mark, they do get uncomfortable. So just from a design and build quality standpoint, these for me are a hard no just right off the bat. However, I will admit that the Beat Studio Pros, these things sound good, but if your headphones aren't comfortable and you can't wear them for prolonged periods of time, then what's the point if they sound good if you're torturing yourself to to um, to listen to your music? But then also from an active noise cancellation standpoint, these are $350. Right now, Apple is going, you know what? It's the holiday season. We'll give them to you for $250. Even at $250, the active noise cancellation on the Beat Studio Pros is a huge disappointment because these will only block out a little bit more noise than the Sony Watcha 720Ns, which retail for, it's either $150 or $200. These retail for $150, and right now they're on sale for $80. So from an active noise cancellation standpoint, these are just getting cooked by the Watcha 720Ns, and then there are the Ultwears, which are going to block out more noise than the Beats. And then the ambient mode on these, or transparency mode as Apple calls it, it's not as clear as the ambient mode found on the Ultwear. Now, the Watcha 720Ns also have an ambient mode, and it's good enough to get the job done, but I do have to look at my notes if the ambient mode on the Watcha 720N is better than the ambient mode on the Beat Studio Pros. But regardless, you can actually go in and watch that versus video. Like, we've done a versus video where we compare the Beat Studio Pros to the Sony Ultwear and to the Watcha 720Ns. And we do that, to try to show you like, hey, listen, these entry level and these mid-tier ANC headphones, these perform and give you a much better value than the Beat Studio Pros. So Yeah, that's just like a quick rant. So especially right now, since it's Black Friday, if you're looking for a pair of headphones and you're trying and you're considering, maybe you're thinking, hey, let me get the Beat Studio Pros. Absolutely not. You definitely want to go with the 1000 XM4s. These things are on sale for $200. Even though they're 4 years old now, how old are the Sony 1000 XM4s? Let me just double check. Let's see this review. When did this review come out? Hold on, hold on. Where then? The XM4s came out in the summer of 2020. So yeah, they're 4.5 years old. And even though they're 4.5 years old, the Sony 1000 XM4s are still a solid pickup, even right now in 2024. We're about to go into 2025. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. So yeah, there's a quick rant. I don't even know what this tag is going for. Okay, so that's the Sony Ultra. Okay, great. All right. So Ultra are great. Using them right now. Sony 1000 clamping force is killing me. So yeah, no, I don't think the clamping force on the Sony 1000 XM4s is a problem. However, if you have like an extra big head, because I have a big head, and you know, like I capitalize on my big head by selling hats. But if you have like an extra big head and if the clamping force on the XM4s is killing you, then you are going to need to go with something like the Bose QCs. You know, Bose QCs, I like to fly with these headphones because these are objectively more comfortable than the Sony 1000 XM4s. These have larger ear cups and these ear pads have less surface area coming in contact with your skin than the XM4s. So these ear cups do stay a little cooler for a little longer. And these also have a looser fit. So, you know, comfort-wise, these are better than the XM4s. But when it comes to active noise cancellation, the XM4s do come out on top. And when it comes to sound, the Bose QCs, these have better instrument separation than the XM4s. However, the XM4s have more physicality in their bass than the Bose QCs. So, you know, if you're trying to choose between the Bose QCs and the XM4s, what are the QCs at right now? I think they're on sale for $200 as well. Bose QC headphones. All right. Bose QC headphones, they are also on sale for $200. Yeah. So if you're trying to choose between these two headphones, here we are going to have to just make a decision on what to write for you. These are more comfortable. These have better tech specs. They have better battery life. They block out more noise. And oh, they also have, again, I'm talking from like a flying standpoint, from you know, like traveling and whatnot. The XM4s are going to be better than the Bose QCs because they do have quick attention. So with these, you can, here, let me just put these on real quick. So with these, you know, you got your headphones, the stewardess comes up and then she goes, hey, do you want something to drink? You know, you could just like cover this this ear cup here, and then they're going to let in all of the ambient mode. It's quick, and then once you let go of the touchpad, they go back to normal. Whereas with these, they don't have that feature. Now, where they don't have that feature. Instead, what I usually have to do when I fly with these is you gotta pause your music, and then you gotta press the button, and then you switch over to ambient mode, and then you gotta ask the stewardess, hey, can you say that again? So, you know, it's one of those small features that can be a deciding factor for some people between the Sony and the Bose. And like I said in the full review, I do feel that it's weird that the Bose QCs and the Bose QC Ultra, they don't have this feature, because the Bose NC700s, they do. I mean, like Bose calls it conversation mode, and it worked great on the Bose NC700s, but now on these newer Bose, it's not there. So I've also tried to tell Bose, like, hey, you guys can add this through a firmware update or something. They don't, so there's that. I mean, so yeah, these better comfort, these better tech. Yeah. All right. So. Okay. So I have a budget of 150 bucks for headphones. Which one should I buy for watching movies and listening to music? perfect. If you have a budget of $150, get yourself a pair of Ultwears, especially if you're gonna watch movies with them, because with the extra bass feature, you can like it's gonna rattle your head. I mean, like that's one of the Bose. Oh, the heat just turned on, so it got a little stuffy. So with the Ultwear, you know, like when you get those action scenes, they're gonna rumble your head a little bit. However, even though the Ultwears, these do have more bass than your normal pair of headphones, these actually have a little bit less bass, less physicality in your bass than the Sony XB910Ns. So just keep that in mind. However, the Ultwears, these still have a lot of bass. So if you, for watching movies, these are going to be a great option. Now, if you're looking for something with a lot of bass, you can also go with a pair of Skull Candy Crushers. I don't have them. Actually, yes, I do. Hold on. Hold on. They're in here. Here they are. Here they are. Okay. Okay. Now, for movie watching, the Skull Candy Crushers are also a lot of fun because these things also have a lot of bass, and then those are also the Skull Candy Crusher ANC2s. These are the Skull Candy Crusher Evos. But the thing about these is that they don't sound as good as the Ultwear, and I just feel that you know, having all of this extra bass, it's a lot of fun, but it does get old. And so like if you grow bored or tired of all of that extra bass coming out of your headphones, you know, if you turn that feature off on these Skull Candy Crushers, from an instrument separation standpoint, they're not going to perform as well as the Ultwear. So with the Ultwear, no, you're not going to have as much bass, but you are going to get better sound out of them if you use them with their bass feature turned off. Does that make sense? And then also the Ultwears, they actually have active noise cancellation, whereas the Crusher Evos don't. And I don't know, did we ever test it? I don't think we ever tested the active noise cancellation between the Ultwear. No, we didn't. Between the Ultwear and the Crusher ANCs. We've just been so busy. Yeah, no, we never did that test. But the active noise cancellation, Skull Candy Crusher ANC2. I don't think the active noise cancellation on the Skull Candy Crusher ANCs is going to be as strong as the ANC on the Ultwear. So, and plus, are they even on sale for 150 bucks? Let me just double check that. Skull Candy Crusher ANC2. Okay, because oh, oof, really? Oof. So the Skull Candy Crusher ANC2s are currently on sale for $130, which is $100 off because they have a retail price of $230. But I think just from an overall package standpoint, you do want to go with the Ultwear because the Ultwears are more comfortable than the Skull Candies because the Ultwears are lighter and they also have more spacious ear cups. Because these ear cups on the Crusher Evos, these are cramped compared to the ear cups on the Ultwear. So movie watching, these are a great option. And more importantly, it all comes back down to comfort. If your headphones aren't comfortable, you're not going to want to wear them. And since, oh, you didn't put a name. So MH10. If you're over here asking, oh, I want to watch movies with these headphones, then what? You want to wear your headphones for at least an hour and a half. So with these, you can wear these for an hour and a half. You can fall asleep with these. With the Crushers, they're heavier, they have more clamping force, and their ear cups are not as spacious as the Ultwear. What about the cabin pressure on the XM5 versus the XM4's? Now, that's actually one of the cool things about the 1000 XM5s. The 1000 XM5s, they're able to block out a lot of noise without too much cabin pressure. They have less cabin pressure than the XM4's, and the XM4's already don't have too much cabin pressure. Because when the AirPod Max, which I moved over here, when the AirPod Max, when these first came out, yes, they have their issues. I don't like the this case that they come with, and comfort-wise, these things are very heavy, and these ear cups they do get itchy. I do like the headband though. Headband's really neat. But one of the most impressive things about these is that when they first came out, these things blocked out a lot of noise, but they had a lot of cabin pressure. So again, it comes back down to comfort. So like it feels like your ears are getting pressed in on. Whereas with the XM5s, they block out almost as much. I don't remember if they block out almost as much noise or a little bit more noise or like the same amount of noise as the AirPod Max, but they do it with less cabin pressure. So I wouldn't be, like I think the XM6s, they're probably gonna come out and they are going to block out maybe a little bit more noise than the XM5s and do it with even less cabin pressure. But both the XM4s and XM5s, when compared to other headphones out there, they have very little cabin pressure because they have less cabin pressure than the Bose QCs or Bose QC Ultra. So quite honestly, I think that if you're trying to choose between the XM5s and the XM4s and cabin pressure is your deciding factor, I think it's negligible, that the difference between the two. I think that if you're trying to choose between the XM5s and the XM4s, I think it's going to come down to body type. I prefer the collapsible design of the XM4s because you get a smaller case, and then also these ear cups are more spacious. Unlike the lay flat design of the XM5s, because this case is going to be larger, and then these ear pads, they aren't as deep as the ear pads on the XM4s. Best headphones under $100. I'm gonna have to go with 720Ns. Right now they are on sale for, hold on, 720N. Which 720Ns are currently on sale for $87. For that, you can't go wrong with the Watcha 720Ns at under $100. Okay, in my opinion, if you plan to use while flying, get the XM4s. For everything else, all to wear, the base is so fun. Yeah, definitely. Also, you got the Watcha 520s. Do I still have those? Hold on. Oh yeah, they're right here. Hold on. Yeah, so the 520s, these are on-ear headphones, great little headphones to beat up at the gym, but since they're on-ear, they're not going to be as comfy as the Watcha 720Ns. I highly recommend, if you can spring for the extra $20, get the Watcha 720Ns. You get over-ear ear cups, and then plus you get the active noise cancellation as well. And the 520s, they don't have an audio jack. Yeah, no, they don't have an audio jack. The Watcha 720Ns do. All right. All right, so somebody's asking Sony 1000 XM5s versus the Bowers & Wilkins PX8s. Now, those are actually a pair of headphones that I haven't been able to get to. Like we've just been pretty busy. I do have the PX7S2s here. And plus, like, the price of the PX8 is pretty up there. I mean, like, the PX7S2s are up there to begin with, and then the PX8s just kick it up a notch. Haven't been able to get to those headphones just because of, like, scheduling and SEO and all of that. So yeah. But, or maybe we'll just wait until the PX9s come out or something. We'll see. All right. I have a small head, so I find the Beats very comfortable. Yeah, no, if you have a smaller head, then yeah, the Beats are going to be more comfortable. But if, let's say, you do find the Beats Studio Pros more comfortable because you have a smaller head, just from a performance standpoint, like they're not going to block out as much noise as the Sony Ultra, which are $100 cheaper than the Beats, and what's the battery life on those? I gotta double check. All right, better sound quality XM5s, but yeah, no, Bowers & Wilkins headphones, they look really good. Like those things, they look sick. Agree, I passed on the Beats Studio Pro, got a pair of Sennheiser Momentum 4s. Sennheiser Momentum 4s, they're they're a good pair of headphones to consider. You know, if you got them, great. But I do think there are better options than the Sennheiser Momentum 4s now, just from a comfort standpoint. All right, because it's just that I want to talk about the Sennheiser Momentum 4s, but I kind of like wrote myself into a box because if I take the Sennheiser Momentum 4s out of their case, they're gonna connect to my phone and they're gonna mess up the audio. So, but you know, like one of the problems that I do have with the Sennheiser Momentum 4s, you know, if you're trying to choose today, if you're thinking about getting the Bose QCs or the Sennheiser Momentum 4s or the Sony 1000 XM4s, with the Momentum 4s, since they also have a lay flat design, they have a very large case, and it's not just large like the XM5's case, but it's also very thick. And the ear cups on the Sennheiser Momentum 4s, they have a lot of surface area that come in contact with your skin, so those ear cups, they like to heat up very, very fast. And then the silicone headband, it doesn't have too much padding, so it can get a little hot as well. So, I mean, like Sennheiser Momentum 4s, if you got them, great. But if you are trying to make a purchase decision right now, I would either consider the Sony 1000 XM4s or the Bose QCs. Okay, so Brick Critic Extra. I want a party box for my room to just jump out with. Which one should I get? I was thinking the 710. All right, well, if you're getting a Party Box 710 for your room, that's already major overkill. Party Box 710 is going to be better for like a man cave, for like a basement, for like a living room, unless you have like a really big bedroom. um, but we talked about the 710 at the beginning of the stream. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Party Box 710 get announced at CES 2025. Party Box 710. Yeah, because the Party Box 710 right now is on sale for $550. You know, if you're looking for something for your room, I would rather get like either a Party Box 320 or a Party Box 120, because then if you want, you could take it on the go with you. Whereas with the 710, it doesn't have that built-in battery. So yeah, I mean, like, you can't. It always has to be wired up. And like I said, for your bedroom, the 710 is going to be overkill. But if you do decide to get the 710 today, don't be surprised if we see a 720 get announced at CES in 2025. However, the 710 right now at $550, that's a solid pickup. You just don't have that. You just don't have that built-in battery. Okay, took advantage of the sale and got the Beats for $180 earlier this year. Hey, Colin, if you got the Beats for $180 and you're happy with them, great. But for anybody that's trying to get a pair of headphones right now, I wouldn't go with Beats just because they aren't as comfortable as these other headphones out there. And I'm not saying get the Sonys. I mean, like, you can get the Bose. Bose are way more comfortable than the Beats, and both of those headphones are going to block out more noise than the Beats. Okay, I wear headphones more in winter and earbuds during the summer. Yeah, no, I, you know, like I also, you know, wear headphones depending on what I'm doing. You know, again, when it comes to like flying, I like to have like my earbuds. I like to have my AirPods when I'm walking around the airport, when I'm going through check-in and whatnot. But like when I'm on the plane or if I'm actually just waiting by the gate, I'm gonna throw on my headphones. And you know, when I'm at home and I want to watch a movie in bed, I'm gonna use headphones. Or if I'm editing, I'm gonna use headphones. But for like everything else, if I'm at the gym, I'm gonna use AirPods. So I mean, like everybody doesn't have that luxury of being able to go, oh, what am I going to use today? Earbuds or headphones? But yeah, I am one of those. Check out Sam's Club here in Puerto Rico. Bose QC 45s are at 170. Now, Eduardo, just keep in mind that the Bose QC 45s, those are the older version, and the Bose QCs, those are the newer version. Now, the Bose QCs, they do block out more noise than the Bose QC45s, and you can watch this in the full review. Like whenever we do reviews here, we try to compare the new product to the predecessor, just so that you can also see like what the improvements are, and if you're thinking about upgrading, it can help you decide if you want to upgrade or not. Um, However, one of the things that I do like about the Bose QCs, Bose QC45s over the Bose QCs is that the Bose QC45s have, and so do the Bose NC700s, their leatherette feels better than the leatherette on the Bose QCs and Bose QC Ultras. It's not like a huge deal, but if you got them back to back, you can feel a slight difference. But like it's definitely not a deciding factor. But that's just something, just in case you might know. For Black Friday, am I gonna make a video? No, I'm not gonna make a video for Black Friday. I don't like making, like top 10 videos or any of those videos because their lifespan is just so short. Because if I try to make a video where it's like, oh, these are the top deals for Black Friday, that video is only going to live for like a week and a half. I'd rather focus my energy, our energy, because it's not just me. I'd rather focus our energy on making content that is going to live for like 2 or 3 years. That's why right now we're putting out all of these Sonos Arc videos, the Sonos Arc Ultra videos, because those videos, they're going to live for 2 or 3 years until like the next Sonos Arc comes out. So I don't really make too many of those. However, we are experimenting here. We can try doing live streams where you can ask, hey, what do you want? I mean, like, what do you think? And then, I'll talk about them. The problem is I am unscripted and I might talk a lot of shit. That's me. So yeah. Okay. And then also, Nathan, because you're asking about the Bose Soundbar 600, is it enough for a 17 square foot living, 170 square foot living room? It should be enough. But since we're talking about the Bose QCs and the Bose QC45s, and now the Bose Smart Soundbar 600 and the new Bose Smart Soundbar, one of the habits that Bose is starting to get into is they're re-releasing the same product, but they're like changing very like minor things. So to like the uninformed consumer, they probably go, "Oh, this is new. It's got to be better." But in reality, it's not all that different because, yes, technically the Bose QCs, they do block out more noise than the Bose QC45s, the older version, but it's not enough to upgrade. I mean, like if you already have the Bose QC45s, there's no reason for you to switch over to the Bose QCs. However, if you're looking for a pair of Bose headphones, the Bose QCs are a great option. And right now, we literally just went through the same thing with the Bose Smart Soundbar 600 and the Bose Smart Soundbar. Both the 600 and the new Smart Soundbar, they have the exact same speaker setup. They both have a total of 4 speakers. There's 2 that shoot out the sides, and then there's 2 that shoot upwards, and then they both have a single front-amplifier tweeter. The main difference between those 2 soundbars is that the new one has AI. And when it comes to just overall sound quality, the Bose Smart Soundbar it just sounds a little brighter just because that algorithm or whatever they're doing is trying to bring out people's voices, but like it's basically the same thing. And I said in the review, if you already have the Bose 600, there's no need to upgrade to the new Bose Smart Soundbar. And even though I am disappointed in the very small upgrades that we got with the Bose Smart Soundbar, it's still a really good mid-size soundbar to consider because since it does have those upward firing drivers, it is going to sound more open than the Sonos Beam Gen 2 or the JBL Bar 300 or the Sony S2000. And that's literally the video that we put that came out. I think it came out on Sunday. When did that video come out? Everything is a blur to me right now. That video came out on the 23rd, which was 3 days ago. It came out on Saturday. So yeah. So like we, I think as consumers, as consumers, as a community, I think we gotta like let Bose know, like, hey, listen, you can't just keep putting out the same thing and just slapping AI on it. This is very 2020 when a lot of random companies they were just going, oh hey, pump our stock because we now use blockchain, and then everybody goes like, what are you using blockchain for? And then they're like, I don't know, but it's in the name, it's gonna pump the stock. So yeah, Bose is kind of doing that with AI. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm very crypto friendly. I like Bitcoin. Um, and definitely right now, since Bitcoin is currently crashing, it's crashing at 90. It's at $90,000 right now. Hold on, yeah, because like, oh, okay, oh, we're back. We're so back. So some people were getting freaked out earlier today because Bitcoin crashed. The new people crashed to like 90K, and now we're back up to basically 92. We're just $70 away from like 92K. Um, but uh, but yeah, no, because like with Bose, what I really wanted to see with the new Bose Smart Soundbar is they need to add a pair of drivers, frontward firing drivers to the center so that you get a stronger center channel. Because when we went from the Bose Smart Soundbar 300 to the Bose Smart Soundbar 600, they changed the speaker setup, and with the 600, it sounded a lot more open than the 300. So when the 600 came out, I said, hey, listen, if you have the 300 and you're thinking about upgrading, I would actually go ahead and upgrade because the performance difference is that much better because of the new speaker setup. But right now, Bose is getting lazy with a lot of their products, and they're just slapping AI, and then they just expect people to buy it. It doesn't work like that. So, so yeah. It's kind of like the thing that Bose is doing right now, and I hope to get out of that habit soon. Yeah, somebody just said Bose used to be the king, but ever since the Sony 1000 XM4's, they've been behind on tech. Yeah, the Bose QCs, they're very comfortable. They're more comfortable than the Sony 1000 XM4's, and they're more comfortable than the XM5's. But both the XM4's and the XM5's, they have better tech. Specifically, they have that atmospheric pressure sensor, and they're both going to block out more noise than the Bose QC and the Bose QC Ultra while at cruising altitude because of that atmospheric pressure sensor. And then also Bose just does struggle when it comes to their battery life. The headphones are only good for 24 hours with their ANC turned on, and you can't turn off their ANC. And with the Bose QC Ultra, you can't use them passively. So even if you want to use them with a wired connection, they have to be powered on. So that can be a bit of a problem, especially if you plan on flying with your Bose QC Ultra and you've got like very long flights and like for some reason your headphones they run out of battery. Now you can't even use them passively with a wired connection. So Bose does need to like focus. But the good thing about Bose is that when they released the Bose NC700s, they had a very unique design to them, and a lot of people didn't like it. I didn't like the design either, and plus I didn't like the Bose NC700s because they have that lay flat design, so they did have a larger case than the Bose QC45s. But thankfully, Bose basically said, hey, you know what? People don't like this lay flat design. Let's go back to a fully collapsible design like we have with the Bose QC Ultra. And I really hope Sony does the same thing with their 1000X M7s. I mean, like the 1000X M6s, we already saw they're going to be lay flat. They're going to have the same body as the 1000X M5s. So here's hoping that for the XM7s, they go back to a fully collapsible design. All right. XM4's for 180 or Momentum 4's for 200 for office work and for everyday use. I'm going to have to go XM4's easily because with the Momentum 4's, yes, they have great battery life. Those things are good for 50 hours with their ANC turned on, but they aren't as comfortable as the XM4's because they are heavier. They do have more clamping force, and their ear pads do heat up faster than the ear pads on the XM5's. Plus, since they have that lay flat design, they're going to have that larger case. So So if you plan on using your headphones while at the office, while you do work, you're probably going to want to wear your headphones for, like, let's say a minimum of 2 3 hours straight. You probably want to go with the XM4s over the Momentum 4s, and plus the XM4s where you're from, they seem to be a little more affordable. Okay, so where am I? Where am I? Black Friday. Da, da, da. Okay. The base on the skull candy feels artificial somehow. Well, yeah, so the base on the skull candy crushers, they basically have like a little motor in them that gives you that. Wait, no. No, no, I'm sorry. No, they don't. They do have like their own subwoofer. Uh, it's Razer's headphones. The gaming ones, at least, they do have like a little motor in them that vibrates them. But the Skull Candy's older Crusher headphones, the ones before the current Evos and the current ANC2s, those did have like a little motor in them. Okay. Should I buy the XM4s or the B Studio Pros? Oh, we've already been over that one, man. The B Studio Pros are just hard to recommend just from like a comfort standpoint. They're just not as comfortable as the XM4s, but also just from a performance standpoint, they don't block out as much noise. However, where the B Studio Pros do have over the XM4s, it is going to be sound. They sound really good, but comfort-wise, they just don't compare to either the Sony XM4s or the Bose QCs. What other feature, if any, would you like to see companies put into their more expensive headphones? Anything that you'd add? Um, I would actually, I've thought about this before. I want to, and I think somebody is trying it. Um, if somebody can like figure out how to put like little fans into your ear cup, just so that your ears don't get hot and sweaty, that'd be great, especially for like a pair of workout headphones. But definitely you do have to like work out the whole engineering, and then like the battery life is gonna be diminished by like a lot. So that's an issue. But another thing that I have thought about is maybe wireless charging. Wireless charging on your headphones. You like, let's say you put them down, on the table, and then maybe they just start charging on. They put like a charging ring on one of the ear cups, and then that way they can charge. Or you can power share. I think that'd be sick. You know, just imagine like, oh no, my phone is about to die. Let me sacrifice my headphones and just give that juice to my phone. I think that'd be pretty cool as well. Or maybe even since everything has USB-C now, maybe not having to do wireless power sharing, maybe just allow you to hook up your headphones to your phone with your USB-C cable, and just have the option just be like, oh, I need my headphones to charge my phone. Do that. I mean, like, for me, headphones, they 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 shine, especially when I start to think about like traveling. When I'm, like if I'm traveling, I want my headphones to help me as much as they can. Like, be comfortable, block out the noise, be easy to travel with, and if I can use you as a battery bank for my phone, which I'm probably gonna need for my boarding pass, that that would come in super clutch. So yeah, if you can use your phone as a battery bank, that'd be cool. Okay, so somebody's asking, why haven't you done a video on the Soundcore Flare series? Also, it would be good if every once in a while you give us an update on companies like UE. Okay, so we, like, sometimes we just can't get to everything. Like we're busy. Like, it's easy if you just want to pump out a video and then just say, hey, this thing is great, buy it, and like not actually like critique it or review it. But since like we try to like actually like put in effort into these videos, it takes time, and unfortunately we just aren't big enough to be able to cover everything. But UE, that's actually a good example. I know UE has been very busy releasing new products and whatnot, and I know that we haven't been able to cover any of them. Right now, since January and February are right around the corner, maybe we'll be able to produce those videos on the UE's new products. And personally, when I did see that UE was putting out new products, I thought, let's hold off and wait because they're probably going to release like a whole bunch of new products because they went a long time without like releasing products, if that makes sense. And then also, like the Wonder Boom. I have two Wonder Booms in that pile over there. I love the Wonder Booms. However, when they released the Wonder Boom 3, like the difference, there was no difference between the Wonder Boom 2 and the Wonder Boom 3. And the Hyper Boom. Hyper Boom is a speaker that I love to use till this day. However, that thing is ancient. It's from before the pandemic. It's 4 years old. It's 5 years. I think it's 5 years old now. Like they just like took forever to like release anything. So we had to like focus on stuff that like was being released more. For companies that were releasing more products more consistently. And then also, right now, we are trying to not pivot, but we're trying to expand to home theater stuff. Personally, I'm a film buff and I really enjoy watching movies and I love having a solid home theater at home. And, I like producing videos on sound bars and we want to get into TVs. Actually, tomorrow we're going to start working on the Sony Bravia 8 review video. Like the Sony Bravia 8, we've been using that TV in our Sonos Arc Ultra videos for the last month now that we've been putting out videos on the Arc Ultra. We're going to actually go ahead and produce that video soon. But, we're trying to branch out more into home theater stuff because the barrier of entry to home theater stuff is much higher than, let's say, producing videos on speakers or earbuds because they're a lot cheaper. So they're easier for more people to get, and it's easier for people to get like multiple headphones because these headphones, they aren't as much as, let's say, a $1,000 soundbar or a $1,500 TV. So the barrier of entry is much higher for soundbars and whatnot. So I do feel that there is a gap in the market for more home theater, more soundbar videos, but then also doing it in our style, where not only are we comparing the Sonos Arc Ultra to the predecessor, but we're also comparing the Sonos Arc Ultra to multiple competitors. Because with the Sonos Arc Ultra, we compared it to the Bose Smart Ultra soundbar, which personally I don't feel is a good deal these days. And we also compared it to the Sony Bar 9. And I understand that some people, it's a very small but vocal minority that are upset that for the Sonos Arc Ultra, we used the Sony Bar 9 with acoustic center sync with the Sony Bravia 8. And if you're not up to speed, what acoustic center sync is on Sony's ecosystem is with your soundbar, your TV's built-in speakers, they're going to work with your soundbar. So they're going to give you a stronger center channel, and that's going to be great for vocals and dialogue. But in general, and this is a feature that also works with if you have a Samsung TV and a Samsung soundbar, or if you have an LG TV and an LG soundbar. Like this is one of the main reasons why I'm starting to say, like, hey, listen, if you're looking for a soundbar, maybe you should look at your first party options first if your TV manufacturer makes soundbars. So with the Sonos Arc Ultra, since that's a third-party soundbar, if you were to use it with a Sony Bravia 8, you're not going to be able to use your TV's built-in speakers. Your TV's built-in speakers, they're going to go to waste. Whereas for the same amount of money that you would get an Arc Ultra for, you can get the Sony Bar 9, and not only are you going to get the Sony Bar 9, now you're going to be able to use your TV's built-in speakers. So, I wanted to highlight that difference. So that's why we did that video that way. So, so yeah, like right now, we're trying to expand into home theater stuff, sound bars. So unfortunately, that means we're not going to be able to get to every single product, either from UE or for Soundcore and whatnot. Like it just comes down, sometimes it just comes down to time. And then also different products, the production of their videos, some products are harder to, some videos are harder to produce than others. Like for example, like if you're doing a speaker video, those videos are usually a lot easier to produce because all you got to do, you just got to get the sound test, you get some music, you get your B-roll, and then like you put your thoughts, you throw it on a script, and then you film, and you're good to go. Whereas with headphones, those videos are a little bit more involved in the production, because not only do you have to do the active noise cancellation test, you also gotta go ahead and maybe do like the ambient mode test, and then you gotta do the microphone test, and you want to make sure that those things are right, especially the active noise cancellation and the microphone test, because a lot of people, they buy headphones to take phone calls with, and if you're making a microphone test and like it comes out wrong, a lot of people are going to be upset. It's like, hey, I bought these headphones and I can't take phone calls with them because the microphone on them is crap. So the production on headphones is more involved than the production on videos featuring speakers. And then plus with headphones, it's kind of hard to make headphones look interesting. So they do require more B-roll. You got to get your top-down shots. You got to get your table shots. I like to use outdoor walking shots, just to like open up the space a bit. So headphone videos, they require more work than a speaker video. And then there's like the home theater stuff. Like when you're trying to get a sound test on a sound bar, you can't just do it in a studio. You got to actually go into like your dedicated home theater or living room or whatever. So you got to like drag all your stuff out of the studio and into that, into wherever you're gonna shoot the sound bar, and then it's even more difficult to make a sound bar look interesting on video, because you just put it on the table and that's it. I mean, like, you can get some macro shots, but like that's pretty much it. You can't I think getting walking shots on the soundbar is going to be pretty odd. I mean, like you can't get one. I mean, like it's not like headphones where you can get walking shots and you can entertain the viewer by like, hey, listen, we're in the city, check it out, and then maybe there's like an Easter egg going on or something when you're walking around or whatnot. So I do feel that sound bars, they're like in between speakers. They're more difficult than speakers, but they aren't as difficult as headphones. And then also right now we we are we are talking to these movie studios so that we can get the rights when it comes to like these trailers and whatnot, because with soundbar videos, what do you want? You want to see how the soundbar performs while you're watching a movie. However, if you're going to have that's like a movie trailer in your video, like you run the risk of getting like a copyright strike or whatnot. So before I can actually like post those videos, I try to contact the studios like, hey, listen, can we get like the green light to use this and whatnot? So like there's like behind the scenes stuff that a lot of people they don't see. So like since we're trying to pivot into home theaters, we can't cover like every single headphone, we can't cover every single speaker, but I do like to cover like the stuff that I know people want to see, I know people need to see, I know things that are like, like they're going to track well in the search bar and whatnot. All right, so What's my IG? We do have an IG. I do believe that is Jim Caddy Reviews. What are our negatives? What are the negatives on the XM4s? Negatives on the XM4s, the biggest one is their microphone. The microphone on the Sony 1000 XM4s is not good for phone calls. So I love the 1000 XM4s. I love that they have the collapsible design. I love that they have a smaller case. They have really good active noise cancellation. They have that atmospheric pressure sensor. But when it comes to the microphone for phone calls, not good. That's where these things fall apart. However, the microphone on the 1000 XM5s is really good. It sounds very clear in a quiet room, and these do a really good job of blocking out noise pollution. And we have done multiple microphone tests in the most recent video featuring the XM5s, which was with the Sonos Ace. So if you want to hear the microphone performance on either the Sony 1000 XM5s or the Sony 1000 XM4s, the most recent video that you can watch is going to be the Sonos Ace versus the Sony 1000 XM5 video. Let me just put that in the chat real quick. Okay, so we just threw that in the chat. You can watch that video if you need to watch, if you want to hear the microphone performance on the XM4 or on the XM5, okay? Alrighty. Oh, okay, I was about to. Okay, so Orange Man is asking if you can get the XM4s for $26 or the Bose QCs for free, or the Bose QC Ultra for $170, which would you choose? As to which I start thinking, how the hell are you gonna get these discounts? How are you gonna get the XM4s for $26 or the QCs for free? And Orange Man says, I have a work discount. Okay, that makes sense. If you have to choose between the XM4s or either of Bose's headphones, the QCs or the QC Ultras, the QCs and the QC Ultras are both more comfortable than the XM4s. However, from a tech spec standpoint, the XM4s are going to block out more noise. And thanks to that atmospheric pressure sensor, they block out more noise while in an airplane. They both have small cases and whatnot, so that's good for traveling. But the XM4s do have the better battery life. And then also with the XM4s, they can be used passively with a wired connection, whereas with the Bose QCs, they can be used passively with a wired connection, but with the Bose QC Ultra, they have to be powered on even if you want to use them with a wired connection. And when it comes to sound, both of Bose's headphones have better instrument separation than the XM4s. However, the XM4s have better, more kick in their bass. So, it comes down to like what you need. If you want better comfort, either of Bose's headphones are going to be better than the XM4s. But if you're looking for better all-around tech specs, the XM4s are going to be better. They block out more noise. Plus, they have the quick attention feature, which is something that's just missing on both of Bose's headphones. They also have speaker chat, which is a feature that I don't usually use. Yeah, it all comes down to what your needs are in this case. I do think that the overall better buy would be the XM4s, but if you want that better comfort, you do want to go with the Bose QCs or the Bose QC Ultras. Okay, so Beats Fit Pro or the LinkBud S. Well, the Beats Fit Pro, they have the wingtips. Do I have them in here? They should be in this drawer. Hold on. Oh, you know what? They're downstairs. But the LinkBud S, these are a good pair of mid-tier head earbuds, and they also block out a good amount of noise. Where are they? Where are they? Hold on. They gotta be here. Well, hold on. Here are the LinkBud Fit. Where is the LinkBud S? Nope. It's just hard because we got a whole bunch of earbuds in this drawer. Hold on. Here they are. They were next to the Sony 1000 XM5s. Okay, so with the LinkBud S, these are a pair of in-ear okay. Wingtips, however, they do block out a good amount of noise. But these are the LinkBud Fit, and these do have similar to the Fit Pro, and these actually fit better. These are actually one of the most comfortable earbuds that Sony has put out so far. Placements to the WF-1000 follow Fit, especially the LinkBud Fit. They have silicone ear tips, whereas the tips on the XM5s, they can get a little itchy after a while. So comfort-wise, the LinkBud Fit are a lot better. But you're asking between the Beats Fit Pro or the LinkBud S. You want to go with the Beats Fit Pro if you need the ear fins, the little wingtips, but these are going to give you a smaller and more convenient case. However, their fit isn't going to be as secure. So yeah, block out a good amount of noise, and I believe they block out more noise than the Beats Fit Pro. I do have to look at my notes for that. All right. Do you think Sony might use the planar magnetic drivers in future XM models and do like planar drivers sound? So the thing about planar magnetic drivers is that they don't distort even at higher volumes. I think what Sony needs to focus on when it comes to their drivers is bringing the kick back in their bass, because more like audiophiles, those are the people that are going to really worry about like fidelity and openness and instrument separation and whatnot. But the average consumer, and like when I'm talking about an audiophile, it's like somebody that's going to like sit down in a dedicated space to listen to their music, and they're not just streaming their music. Like they maybe have like a wired connection and they're streaming their music in a better format than just streaming it off of Spotify or Apple Music or whatever. I think what Sony needs to focus on is to bring the kick back into their bass. But obviously, if they improve the instrument separation, that's always great. But the average consumer is going to be more worried about, can I hear my vocals? Can I feel the bass? Yeah, okay, great. Let's get this workout in. I mean, I think that's what they need to focus on. And personally, I would really like to see the Sony 1000 XM5s or Sony's XM1000X series to have the extra bass feature. I think that if the Sony 1000X M7 or the M8 or the M6, if they were to have the Ultraware's extra bass feature, I think that would actually be something that your more average consumer is going to enjoy, because they want to hear the vocals and they want to feel the bass. It's us very particular audiophiles and cinephiles that want the better quality, the better openness. You get me? I mean, so yeah, I think that's what they should focus on. All right, question. Do you think Sony might? Okay, quick question. Do you still got them human? Ah, wow, wow. So this guy is asking about the human headphones. Can I star this or something? Add as a moderator? No. But this guy over here, Mammoet, is asking about the human headphones. That is a very old video. And that video, and no, I don't have those headphones anymore. I returned them as soon as I could, because I thought there is no use in, oh shoot, hold on. How's my audio? Something just turned on. Hello? How's my audio? Something just turned on. Hello? How's my audio? All right, that's good. Okay. So this guy is asking about the human headphones. I'm going to throw that in the chat real quick. So the human headphones were a pair of, basically, think about these like little earmuffs. There were two independent things that clip onto your ears, right? And and they were supposed to be the next big thing. Like you can have headphones, but without having the headband, right? Dude, those things were all, they sounded bad. They had bad battery life. They were uncomfortable to wear. But what really drove me nuts was that there were a lot of other larger YouTubers with millions of subscribers that were just going, this this is the best thing ever. I've never seen anything like it. And I'm just like holding the human headphones and I'm just going, we have the same thing in our hands, right? I mean, like we're talking about the same thing, right? So, so yeah, I mean, the human headphones, I think that's like one of the, not the first videos where I tried to like just call out just how bad something was, but like I just basically just like made that video and I thought these things are bad. Hardware unboxed. No, no wait. Unbox therapy. There you go. Unbox therapy. He goes, this is the best thing ever, and I'm just holding those headphones, and we're both going. We're talking about the same thing, right? I mean, this is awful. So yeah, I mean, like just the fact that you even brought up the human headphones, that tells us you're from like 2019, dude. All right, so, but no, do I have the human headphones? No, I got rid of them. I think I was spot on when I said those things were awful. Okay, should I get the Partybox 310 or the 120? Sound quality wise, the 310, you're gonna get a lot more sound out of the 310 than the 120. However, with the 120, you are gonna have that removable battery. And I mean, like, don't get me wrong, the 310 is still a solid speaker, but what is it going at right now? And yeah, chat, I know some people are asking why I haven't answered a specific question or whatnot. It's not that I'm ignoring you, it's just that, like, I can get a little bit off topic when I talk about something. Hold on. So, but we'll get to it. Party Box 310. What is the Party Box 310 at? Okay, so the Party Box, oh wow, the Party Box 310 right now is on sale for $350, whereas the Party Box 320 is on sale for $400. Now, personally, I feel that if you can get the extra 50 bucks, get yourself the 320 over the 310, just because of that removable battery, but also the 320 does sound a little better than the 310. It has slightly better instrument separation, but then also the light feature looks better, and the wheels are larger, so it's easier to roll around than the 310. I just hate the handle. The handle on the 320 is super annoying, especially compared to the 310. However, if you are trying to consider the 310 between the 120, and the 120 is on sale for $200. With the 120, you've got that removable battery, so you can get an additional battery for 80 bucks for the 120. It's either 80 or $70 for the 120, because the 120 does have a slightly smaller battery than the 320. But with the 120, if you have multiple batteries, you can take it to the park or something, and then you just keep the batteries. You can just like have multiple batteries, and you can keep the party going. But the 310 is going to give you more sound. So that's something that you're going to have to think about, trying to choose between the 120 and the 310. However, the 120 is more portable than the 310 just because it is smaller. But I mean, like, if you're a strong guy, the 310 shouldn't be a problem for you. But yeah, it's definitely going to come down to like what you need, your sound. Do you want more sound, or do you want that removable battery? That's basically what it comes down to. Also, the 120 does it. I was gonna say that with the 120. The 120 can drive two microphones at the same time, and they're both going to sound good if karaoke is important to you. But you can also do two microphones on the 310 for karaoke. It's the 110 and the 100 that can only properly run a single microphone for karaoke, because with the 110 you have your quarter-inch input for your microphone, and then you have a quarter-inch input for your guitar, but the resistance on the 110 on the second quarter-inch input, it's much higher. So your second microphone on the 110, it's not going to get as loud as your other quarter-inch input on the 110. However, with the Partybox 120, you can properly drive two microphones for karaoke. It's not going to be a problem. Okay. So yeah, 310, you want more sound. 120, you want better portability, and you want that removable battery. And also, just from a cosmetic standpoint, the 120 looks a lot better than the 310. The light feature on the 310 is very basic. You know, you just got the rings going around the woofer, whereas with the 120 it's much larger, and you've got the light bars, and you've also got the stars. You got the little stars in the face. So yeah. All right. Where am I? Where am I? Am I ever going to review the Skull Candy Icon ANC? The problem with Skull Candy is that they put out so much stuff, and some of their stuff is really good, but it's just hard to like keep up. That's the thing. I try, you know, like for us, we do have to play a balance between what's hot, what's going to keyword well, what's going to live for a long time. And with Skull Candy, since they're constantly putting out new products and they're very quickly replacing their products, sometimes it can be hard to like cover every single thing that Skull Candy puts out. I mean, like something that I know that I've had to cover for a while is the Skull Candy barrel. Skull Candy, which is like a JBL Boombox 3 competitor, Sony Oldfield 7, nope, competitor, and you know, like we just don't have enough time. But then also, I was put off by Skull Candy's speakers, because when we covered the Terrain XL and the Terrain Mini, I was not impressed by the sound quality coming out of those speakers, so that kind of put me off. But Skull Candy does have the barrel, which is like a Boombox 3 Old 7 competitor, and they also have the Stomp XL, which is like a Partybox 120, 320 competitor. So those things, they kind of need a video. We'll see. We'll see. You know, like like I mentioned, we're trying to pivot into home theater stuff, and you know, like there's only so many hours in a day. All right. So okay. So all right. So Phase Guacamole 310 or 120. We answered that. Is Sonos Ace good? Should I get the Sennheiser Momentum 4's? Dude, where have you been? We actually did a whole series on the Sonos Ace that came out in August. So we did the Sonos Ace versus Sony, Sonos Ace versus Bose, Sonos Ace versus Bowers & Wilkins, or AirPod Max, and the Sonos Ace versus the Momentum 4's. And personally, I wasn't very impressed by the Sonos Ace. I mean, like, they have great build quality. However, when it came to their sound quality and their active noise cancellation for their $450 price tag, it is hard to justify those headphones. What are the Sonos Ace going for right now? Because it's Black Friday. Sonos Ace. All right, so Sonos Ace, they have a retail price of $450. They are currently on sale for Black Friday for $350. Yeah, Sonos Ace at $350, they're still hard to justify, because of their performance. Build quality wise, they're great, but performance wise, they just don't compare to either the Sony 1000 XM5s or the Sony 1000 XM4s, and both the Bose QCs and Bose QC Ultras, they do perform better than the Sonos A's. So basically, what I'm saying is, if you're thinking about getting the Sonos Ace, I look at something else. And the Sennheiser Momentum 4s, even though they have good battery life, even though they have good sound, even though they block out a good amount of noise, they aren't the most comfortable things out there. And since they do have that lay flat design, they do have a large case. So they're okay, but I would look at something else instead. Um, so, so yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I think right now the best pickups that you can do right now are either Sony's premium headphones or Bose's premium headphones. I can't just go out and like just randomly recommend a no-name headphone, because like what we try to do here is, yeah, we're trying to help people with their purchase decisions, yeah, but we're not just trying to shill stuff out. No, we are trying to help people make the correct purchase decision and not make any returns, because you can very easily shill everything, but if you shill everything that comes across the door, people could just easily return them. We don't want to do that. We want to help people with the purchase decision, and we want to help them so that they don't have to return it. And I feel that if you get either the Sonos Ace or the Sennheiser Momentum 4s, you might want to return them for something like either the Sony 1000 XM4s or XM5s or the Bose QCs or the Bose QC Ultras, which are all good and they all have low return rates, okay? All right. Okay, I got the Sony Ultrafield 1. Sounds great. Sony Ultrafield 1 is a solid pickup. It gets louder, has more bass. I think it sounds better than the JBL Flip 6. The only thing that Sony messed up on was it does not have Party Connect, so you can't connect the Ultrafield 1 to, let's say, the Ultrafield 7, which is another solid speaker that I also really like. And yeah, I think that's the only place that Sony dropped the ball with the Ultrafield 1. And the Party Box 110 is currently on sale for $200. Yeah, just keep in mind with the Party Box 110, if karaoke is important to you, it can only properly run one wired microphone for karaoke. Is it on sale? Where is it? 310. Well, it's not on Amazon. But yeah, no, if you're thinking about getting the 110, just keep that in mind. It can only properly run one microphone for karaoke. You can plug in the other microphone. You can still hear yourself through the other microphone, but the volume is going to be much lower because that quarter-inch input does have more resistance because it's meant for guitar. All right. Okay, Gabriel Fernandez. Are the Alt Wear better than the XM4s? No, well, it depends. The Alt Wears are more comfortable than the XM4s because their ear cups are more spacious. Here you see. So these are the ear cups on the XM4s, and these are the ear cups on the Alt Wear. They're more spacious. However, the ear cups on the Alt Wear, they do have more padding than the ear cups on the XM4s, so these can heat up faster than the ear cups on the XM4s, but they both have a collapsible design to them, so they're both going to have a smaller case. They both have very similar battery lives, which is good. You can both use them passively and whatnot. The Alt Wears, they do have a better sounding microphone than the XM4s, and when it comes to their sound, these do have the extra bass feature, so these are going to rattle your head a little bit. However, when it comes to active noise cancellation, the XM4s just are much better than the Alt Wears because at ground level, they block out more noise than the Alt Wear. But to the atmospheric pressure sensor, thanks to the atmospheric pressure sensor, these are going to block out more noise than the Alt Wear while you're at cruising altitude on an airplane. And we've done this test before. I've already posted this video in the chat. But at cruising altitude, after you go through the calibration process, the XM4s are going to block out more noise than the Bose QC Ultra and the Bose QCs or the Sennheiser Momentum 3s, no, Sennheiser Momentum 4s or the AirPod Max. So if you want the better active noise cancellation, you do want to go with the XM4s. However, with the Ultwares, these do have, I do think they sound better because they have the extra bass feature and they do have slightly better instrument separation. But if active noise cancellation is very important to you, you do want to go with the XM4s, and the XM4s are a little bit more comfortable. Well, it's not, well, comfort-wise, there's a trade-off here because they both weigh in at like 255 grams, so they're both relatively lightweight. But the Ultwares, they do have slightly more spacious ear cups, but their ear cups can heat up a little faster than the ear cups found on the XM4s. So you do have to make that decision there. All right, so yeah. Oh yeah, if you saw a delay in the stream, that was probably because I opened this drawer here, and in that drawer we have a whole bunch of earbuds and whatnot. So sometimes if you move this drawer, then the earbuds might turn on and then they'll connect to my phone, and I am streaming from my phone. I mean, like, the whole idea about having the phone is being able to like very quickly go and like, oh wait, let me show you this, let me show you that, but that's like a lot of work. So I think it's just easier, and plus I don't want to get away from I don't want to get away from the computer so that I can see the chat. So that's why we're streaming off of the phone. All right. So. Oh man. Okay. I'm starting to get a little hungry. What time is it? 6:30. How long have we been here? We've been here for an hour and a half. Oh. Okay. Hold on. Wait. Okay, it's more like 2. Okay, so Juan is asking Oldfield 7 or Sony XG500. The Sony Oldfield 7 is a very big upgrade from the XG500. I just wish that it had like a shoulder strap, but and it's actually very easy to add a shoulder strap to the Oldfield 7. But from like a sound quality standpoint, with Sony's new batch of products, their new Oldfield 1, their Old 7, their new soundbars, they are really, and their Ultwares, they are really focusing on improving the instrument separation with their speakers. They sound a lot more open. The bass is a lot cleaner as well. And then you got the Alt button on the XG5 on the Oldfield 7. And that is going to increase the sound pressure, so it's going to get louder and it's going to have more bass. The Oldfield 7 is a solid upgrade over the XG500, and then also with the Oldfield 7, it charges via an AC port, so you don't need to worry about an external power brick like you do with the XG500. And you know, not having to worry about a power brick is a big bonus. I do feel that it's like, you know, like you don't have to worry about a charging cable for your speaker. And like, let's say for example, you take the XG7, the Oldfield 7 to like a friend's house, and they're like, oh no, the battery ran out. You know, you can go and just search for whatever AC cable your friend might have lying around and charge it up that way. So definitely, what is the XG? Well, what are these speakers going for? Sony Alt. Oh man, Sony Oldfield 7 is on, wow. Sony Oldfield 7 is on sale for $350, which is $150 down from its retail price, because this thing retails for $500 and it is on sale for $350. This is another product that is being super slept on. What's the matter with you guys? Replace pinned message. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pin that there. All right, so we pinned the Oldfield 7. And the Sony XG500, how much is this on sale for? I'm actually surprised It's even still on sale. It's on sale for $250. Okay, so both the Oldfield 7 and the XG500 have very big sales going on. But between the two, there is $100 price difference. I would honestly get the extra $100, throw it into the Oldfield 7, because the upgrades that you find on the Oldfield 7 are worth it over the XG500. With the Oldfield 7, like I mentioned earlier, it sounds a lot better. It sounds a lot more open. Sony's latest batch of products just has much better instrument separation to them, but also it's much easier for you to charge that speaker with, charge that speaker up, because there is no external power brick that you have to worry about. Personally, for me, that is a big deal. But better sound quality on the Oldfield 7, is definitely. And then not having to worry about a power brick on the Oldfield 7 is a nice plus. Now, the thing about Sony's speakers, the XG500 and the Oldfield 7, is they both have the same light feature around their passive radiator. For me, that light feature doesn't really do much, so I usually just use those speakers without that feature turned on, and instead of, just get better battery life out of them. But they both have the same light feature. But regardless, if you are choosing between the XG500 or the Oldfield 7, I would say it is worth upgrading to the Oldfield 7 because of the better sound. Okay? All right. So Brock is asking, same question, XM4 or Bose QCs. They're both on sale for $200. Sony XM4's better overall tech specs performance. They block out more noise. They have better battery life. They have the quick attention feature, which is extremely useful when you're flying. But with the Bose QCs, they do have better comfort, and they do have a better sounding microphone. However, the XM4's, due to the atmospheric pressure sensor, they are going to block out more noise while at cruising altitude than the Bose QCs. So it comes down to you. I mean, like, do you want the better comfort or do you want the better tech specs? Personally, I do feel that the XM4's are a better buy than the Bose QCs, because you are going to get more features and you're going to get better performance out of them. And then also from a sound quality standpoint, the Bose QCs, they do have better instrument separation, but the XM4's, they have more kick in their bass, and some people are going to prefer physicality or kick in their bass over instrument separation. So it all comes down to what you find more important. But I do feel the XM4's are a better investment than the Bose QCs, unless you have like very like large ears, or like you got like a really big head and the Sonys just don't fit you well. All right, Brock. All right. Luke is saying that he'd rather wait for the XM6's. Like I mentioned this earlier, I really wish the XM6's would just be the XM4's with the XM5 tech specs, but we're not going to get that. As to what upgrades we're going to see on the XM6's over the XM5's, I honestly don't know. I haven't been able to like look into those leaks. We've just been pretty busy. Like I mentioned earlier, if we can use our headphones as an emergency battery bank for our phones, that'd be sick. The XM5's, if they can improve the battery life, if they can improve the physicality in their bass, and obviously if they can block out more noise than the XM5's, that'd be a decent upgrade. But what the XM5's and the XM6's need is, I feel that they need to go back to a fully collapsible design like the XM4's, because the main upgrade that the XM5's and the XM6 needs is physical. They need they need to go back to a fully collapsible design, like what's found on the Altfield, on the Altwares or the XM4s, because with a collapsible design, you are, I have a pile of headphones here, hold on. You are going to have a smaller case because of that collapsible design, because since the XM5s and the future XM6s are going to have a lay flat design, they're going to have a larger case. And this larger case is not as convenient if you plan on traveling or flying with your headphones. But then also, the ear cups on the XM5s, they are a little shallow compared to the XM4s. So tech specs wise, the XM5s are great. But what the XM6s need is they need a new body. They if if Sony comes out and they say we did a little oopsie. Here's the XM4 body with the XM5 case. The XM5 tech specs. We're calling them the XM6s. I'd be super happy. But yeah, like the XM5s are still great, but I still prefer the XM4s because of the body. All right, so. Oh, picked up the XM4s and Ults, returned the Ults immediately. My N900s, still king for bass and clean sound, basically XM4 with bass. So yeah, that's one of the things about the Sony Alt Wears, and compared to the Sony XB910Ns and the Sony XB900s. It's kind of odd when we went from the XB900N to the XB910Ns. The 910Ns had a little less bass than the 900Ns, and now that we went from the 910Ns to the Altwares, and the Altwares are the successors to the 910Ns, the Altwares have even less bass than the 910Ns. But regardless, the Altwares, they still have a lot of bass for a pair of headphones. They don't have as much bass as like a pair of Skull Candy Crusher headphones, but they still have more bass than, like, let's say your XM4s or especially Bose's headphones. So yeah, that's kind of thing. But the Altwares, they do have better instrument separation. That's what like Sony is like really trying to focus right now. They're focusing on their instrument separation. They're focusing on their sound pressure. And personally, I'm for it, especially for their box speakers and especially for their sound bars, because like in the Sonos Arc Ultra versus Sony Bar 9 video and the Bose Smart Ultra video that we just put out, the instrument separation on the Sony Bravia Theater Bar 9, that's a mouthful, is actually pretty sick. And the Bar 9, I know it sounds like marketing fluff, but like with that soundbar, there are times where it sounds like you have rear speakers. Like, it's nuts. Whereas with the Arc Ultra also has great instrument separation, sounds good, but it just doesn't sound as open as the Bar 9. And, like with the Bar 9, it has speakers and tweeters that shoot out the sides. Whereas with the Arc Ultra, I believe it only has speakers, but it doesn't have tweeters that shoot out the sides. So yeah, like right now, Sony is just laser focused on improving their instrument separation and their sound pressure. All right, so returned refurbished Momentum 4s, although I like the sound, it did not justify the $230 price tag. Just got the Altwares for $130, including tax. Yeah, and then also that's like another thing about the Sennheiser Momentum 4s. They sound great. They sound really good. They don't sound as good as the Momentum 3s. The Momentum 3s, I don't know, there's just something about them. They have like more resonance in their bass. They sound more open than the Momentum 4s. Momentum 3s just they're still my babies. I still have them. They're still here. But yeah, with the Momentum 4s, I think their main problem right now is comfort and their case. And they sound great, but for some people, if your headphones are not comfortable, you're not going to want to wear them. So yeah, Soundcore Motion X600 or Boom 2 Plus or Extreme 4 as a party speaker. Okay, so we haven't done that exact video, but we have done videos where you can actually make that decision for yourself. So with the Motion X600, which I believe is actually Can you see it now? It's right. No, wait. I gotta move my. It's. Hold on. Oh. We actually have the X600. Oh no, you can't see it. We actually have the X600 right there. The Boom 2 Plus is outside, and the Extreme 4 is actually right here. So with the Boom 2 Plus, well, first off, if you want a speaker, if you want a party speaker, you want to go with the Boom 2 Plus because it is going to get louder and it's going to have a lot more bass than the Extreme 4. And plus, the Boom 2 Plus and the Soundcore Boom 2, I mean, like, their light features are also stored in the passive radiators, very similar to the light features found on the Sony Oldfield 7. However, that light feature is much larger and a lot more dynamic, so it's actually worth using, unlike the light feature found on the Oldfield 7. However, with the Extreme 4, one of the big selling points about this speaker is it also has a removable battery. Now, the removable battery on the Extreme 4, it's not supposed to be as easy to remove as the battery found on the PartyBox 320 or PartyBox 120, but it's meant for like, hey, once your speaker's battery is dried out, you can just buy a new battery and instead of having to replace the entire speaker. However, and the reason why I feel that JBL didn't make it as easy to swap out your battery as they did with the PartyBox 320 or 120, it was because they wanted to keep their IP67 waterproof rating. Because with this, you do have to like get your Allen keys and you gotta wrench them, you gotta screw them in and whatnot, and this is watertight. However, swapping out the battery on this speaker isn't all that hard. You just need your Allen wrench, your Allen key, and you'll be fine. So if you want something portable, if you want something that you plan on taking like on a boat, or if you plan on taking to the beach or whatever, if you plan on being away from power, from being able to easily plug in, then you do want to go with the Extreme 4. So, but if you want more sound, then you do want to go with the Boom 2 Plus. But we have made that video where we compare the Extreme 4 versus the Soundcore Boom 2 Plus. We just haven't done like a Motion X600 versus Boom 2 Plus, but I believe we did a Motion X600 versus a JBL Extreme 3 video. So yeah. But if you want a party speaker, you want big sound, go with the Soundcore. Or if you want your sound to last a long time when you're away from power, just get yourself an Extreme 4. And the battery on the Extreme 4, the replacement battery, is going to cost you $100 because the Extreme 4 actually uses the same battery found in the PartyBox 320. Okay? Yeah, right. Yeah, so Boris is saying that he upgraded from the XB900N to the Sony Oldfield Wear, and he was blown away by how much better the ANC is. Yeah, no, the ANC on the XB900N, it's not all that great, but then also the XB900N, they're like, what, 4 years old, 5 years old? Hold on, let's see. Sony XB900N are... Yeah, they're from 2020. They're from September 2020. So they're over 5 years old now. If not, oh no, I'm getting videos from 2019 here. They're from June 2019. So yeah, it is to be expected that once you replace your 5-year-old headphones, even if you're still getting like a pair of mid-tier ANC headphones, you know, the ANC should be better. And, you know, that's something that Sony has done very well over the years, is that when they release a new generation of headphones, their active noise cancellation gets better. It usually blocks out more noise, and they continue to do so with less cabin pressure. And with the 1000X series, so the XM3's, the XM4's, the XM5's, I don't remember if the XM2's had the atmospheric pressure sensor in them. But basically, the atmospheric pressure sensor is like what makes the 1000X series of headphones exclusive. That feature is exclusive to the 1000X series of headphones, is that atmospheric pressure sensor, which does make a huge difference at cruising altitude. It really does. I mean, like we've got those videos, and if you want to watch the active noise cancellation while on an airplane, before and after, and compare it to other headphones out there, we've got those videos on the channel for you. All right. Okay. I think we're only going to do like a little, actually, whew. Oh, yeah, well, okay, we'll just do a little bit more. I do need to, I'm probably going to go get food soon. I'm kind of starving. All right, so let me go to my chat. Hold on. All right, so where am I? Hold on. Okay. Hold on. This is it's not scrolling. Okay. I listened to the Party Box 310 yesterday. Absolutely fell in love with its sound, but it's not portable at all. I mean, it's a larger Party Box. It's a larger box speaker, and when larger box speakers go, like thanks to those wheels, Party Box 310 is not bad at all to take on the go with you, and the 320 is even easier to take on the go with you because those wheels are pretty big. However, yeah, the 310 can be hard to lug around. That's why you might want to go with either the 110 or the 120. Now, I feel that if either the 110 or the 120 had wheels, that'd be sick as well. But I mean, like with the 310, if you like that sound, you need big drivers, and so like it's kind of like at least be happy that with the 310 it does have those built-in wheels, because with Sony's older previous speakers like the XP700, that those didn't have those didn't have built-in wheels, whereas the 310 does. And now even Sony's new generation of large box speakers, even though they sound great, they sound very balanced and they have a very neutral sound to them, and they also have built-in wheels. Their wheels are very, very small, so they just aren't as durable as the wheels found on the Party Box 110 or 320, as the Party Box 310 or 320. And like those you want those larger wheels, especially like let's say you're rolling your speaker through a parking lot or on the sidewalk. You want your wheels to not get like super banged up the second they're out. You get me? Whereas the wheels on Sony's box speakers, those are good when you're like on a hardwood floor. But personally, me, I never use the wheels on any of my speakers when they're on hardwood floor, because I do not want to get them. I do not want to get the hardwood floor scratched up. So I mean, like if you like the 310, I don't know, man. You're gonna have to maybe join the gym, get a little bit, like get your deadlift up. But the 310, if you want that big sound, you're gonna have to deal with a bigger speaker. Okay, so here we're gonna have to respectfully disagree. So Dave Patel says that Sound Guys just released their ANC performance numbers, and Ultware and XM4 have very similar performance, both canceling 84% of noise. Now, if I remember correctly, let me just pull this video up. The Ultwares, they block out a little bit less noise than the XM4's, which I do feel is to be expected, because the Ultwares are Sony's mid-tier ANC headphones. Okay, hold on, wait. So, like you expect, the XM5's, these are, and by the way, that video, this is the video that I'm talking about right now. So if you want to watch that video right now, or after this stream, or maybe you won't watch it in tandem, I don't know. Maybe have both videos going and like cross your eyes or something, I don't know. Since the XM5s are Sony's hero headphones, these are the flagship, these are the ones that when you think about Sony, these are the ones that you want to think about. It is expected that these are going to block out the most amount of noise, closely followed by the XM4's. Then there are the Ultwears. Both the XM4's and XM5's are premium ANC headphones. And then there are the Ultwears. These are mid-tier ANC headphones. And then there are the XM720's. And then these are your entry-level pair of ANC headphones. So it is to be expected that as you go down the stack, they block out a less noise. However, and I've gone through this multiple times, one of the big differences between the XM4's and the Ultwear is that atmospheric pressure sensor. So while at ground level, the XM4's, these are going to block out a little bit more noise than the Ultwear. That is to be expected. However, while at cruising altitude, the XM4's are going to block out a lot more noise than the Ultwears because the Ultwears do not have that atmospheric pressure sensor. So when these are at cruising altitude, these are going to continue to block out noise as if they're on the ground. Whereas with the XM4's, once you're at cruising altitude and you go through the calibration process, which again, you can activate either through their app or you can press and hold on the custom button, and you're going to press and hold it for like 3 seconds. And then afterwards, they're going to say calibrating and they're going to go through their thing. The atmospheric pressure sensor on them is going to detect, hey, the air here is thinner. And when they do that, they're going to adjust their active noise cancellation frequency and whatnot. And at that point, these will block out a lot more noise than the Ultwear. And the XM4's, thanks to their atmospheric pressure sensor, I have tested it, they block out more noise than the Bose QC Ultra, Bose QCs, AirPod Max, Sennheiser Momentum 4's. You can go ahead into the chat. That video has been, or actually, no, it has not. Let me grab that for you. Bose QC. Let me grab that video for you right now. Hold on. Okay. So, yeah, these thumbnails are not the best. It's kind of hard to like, but actually here, so get a shareable link. How many views do they have? It's a shame. These videos only have 5,800, 5,200, 5,300. We got one at 11,000. It's a shame that these videos don't have more views, even though. So, with this video here, the one that I just added into the chat, that video is going to compare the active noise cancellation between the Bose QC Ultra, Bose QCs, the Sony 1000 XM5s, and the Sony 1000 XM4s while at cruising altitude. And you're going to see that the XM4s, even though they're 3 years older than Bose's newest headphones, thanks to that atmospheric pressure sensor, they block out more noise while at cruising altitude. So yeah, with sound guys, we're gonna have to respectfully disagree. While on the floor, the XM4s block out more noise than the Ultwear. While at cruising altitude, the difference is going to be much larger. Okay. So Mr. Mystery is asking, he bought the Sony XM720's. Is it good? It's a solid pair of headphones. Like when I first took them out of the box, I was worried because I thought, oh my God, these things are so lightweight. They feel very flimsy. You know, it's been 2 years now, I think, and these things have been perfectly fine. These are a great pair of headphones that you can use at the gym. You can beat them up. And just because of their price point, I feel that if after like, let's say 6 months, your $80 headphones, they get damaged, they get wrecked, you know, it's not a big deal because they're just 80 bucks. So, but like from a performance standpoint, they block out a decent amount of noise. Obviously, they're not going to block out as much noise as the XM4s or the XM5s. They're not going to be a great option to fly with because they don't block out all that much noise, but they block out enough noise while you're at the gym, plus they have a decent sounding ambient mode. And these do sound a lot better than their predecessors, the Watcha 710Ns, which personally I was never a big fan of. Like I loved the Watcha 700Ns, which I do have right here. Hold on. Oh, they're right here. Oh, they're right here. I love these things. Hold on. So these are the Watcha 700Ns. So these are the grandfathers to the Watcha 720Ns, right? So I really like these headphones, and I think these were like one of the first pair of headphones that went viral for me. You know, like I think right now that video, like the review video, is up to like 500,000 views now. And then there's versus videos and whatnot. Like these headphones have gotten like a few million views. These always performed very well, and I always really liked that they were super spacious ear cups and whatnot, and very deep and everything. Leatherette feels fine. One of the big issues with these is that they like crack and squeak a lot whenever you handle them. But other than that, these are a good pair of headphones. Then we moved over to the XB910Ns, which are actually right here. And this was I feel a letdown compared to the 700Ns because first off, from a build quality standpoint, they just didn't feel as good as the 700Ns. Their ear pads, they weren't as spacious, but then also the leatherette, it was rough and it was coarse and it got everywhere. And so these ear pads, they were a little itchier than the ear pads found on the 700Ns. But also, Sony removed the app support for these headphones. So you couldn't go in and you couldn't software update them, and you also couldn't adjust their EQ. And not being able to adjust the EQ on these headphones was a big problem because these were stuck with a very, very bass heavy EQ. So heavy that I felt that whenever you're going to watch a movie with them, you would have to use them at max volume, because if not, you couldn't hear what people were saying just because the mids and vocals were just getting overpowered by all of the bass found on the 710Ns. So when the 720Ns came out, and not only did they have better active noise cancellation, and they have a better ambient mode, and they had a better sounding microphone on them, they also now have connectivity. You can now connect them to Sony's app, so you can adjust their EQ to your liking. So now these don't sound super shallow like the 710Ns. And then also their ear cups, they're more spacious, and from a build quality standpoint, these are a lot better. These don't crack and squeak as much as these other two 710Ns and the 700Ns. And even though these are very lightweight, coming in at just 190 grams, which is super lightweight, they've still proven to be very durable. Now, I will admit, with Sony's headphones, all of them really, a lot of people complain about them on Reddit that the hinges break and whatnot. I don't know what these people are doing with their headphones. I don't know how these hinges are constantly breaking. At least with mine, they've been fine. So yeah, that's the only thing. But the 720Ns, these are a solid pickup. And if you get them for Black Friday for like 80 bucks or anything under 100 bucks, 720Ns are a solid pickup. And they are a solid upgrade over both the 710Ns and the 700Ns. I am starving. Okay, so Dash Oliver. Oh man, bro, you got the Beat Studio Pros for $160 at Walmart. Worth it at that price, dude. I really feel that if you can return them, return them. Get yourself a pair of old wares. Okay, I mean, I guess you weren't here earlier. We've been here for like an hour, 2 hours now. Oh my goodness. All right, Quick AirPod Pro Max. No, Quick AirPod Pro rant part 2. If you can return your AirPod Pro, your Beat Studio Pros, if you can return your Beat Studio Pros, do so. Get yourself the alt wares, okay? With the Beat Studio Pros, just from a comfort standpoint, these things, they're not as good as the alt wares because these have more clamping force. but also these ear cups, they don't pivot and swivel as much as, let's say, the old wear. Okay, with these have less clamping force, and then these, they pivot, I mean they swivel, and they pivot a lot more. So I guarantee you that these headphones are going to rest more naturally on your head than the Beat Studio Pros. So that's just from a comfort standpoint. But then also the ear cups on the Ultwears, these are much larger, these are much deeper. So if you have larger ears, you're gonna be fine. Whereas the ear pads on the Studio Pros, they're not as deep. So these will push down on your ears more than the Ultwear. But then from a performance standpoint, Beat Studio Pros, they sound great. They really do. I mean, like, I like how the Beat Studio Pros sound. However, when it comes to their active noise cancellation, they block out the Beat Studio Pros, which are a pair of $350 headphones. Right now, they're on sale on Black Friday for $250. And somehow you managed to get them for $160. But the Beat Studio Pros, these block out just a little bit more noise than these, which are the Sony XM4’s, which have a retail price of $150, and right now they're on sale for less than $100, okay? And with the Ultwear, these are going to block out noticeably more noise than the Beat Studio Pros. And this exact video right here, we have made this video. You can go into the channel and you can just search Beat Studio Pros versus Sony Ultwears, and you're gonna see a video where we compare the Beat Studio Pros to both the Ultwear and the XM4’s. You can watch that. I feel that if you can return your Beat Studio Pros, get yourself the Ultwears for the same amount, because these are on sale for $150. And then also, with the Ultwears, you are going to get a proper hard shell carrying case like this one. So if you plan on flying with your headphones, they're gonna be safe, right? Whereas with the Beat Studio Pros, you get this soft shell carrying case, which is a downgrade from the hard shell oval case that you would get with the Beat Studio 3's. Now, MKBHD, before he did 100 in a school zone, was going, oh, look at the soft shell case, it's great, it's soft, look at that. This is not good, especially when you're paying for $350. Soft shell cases were common for mid-tier ANC headphones like 3 years ago. Now everything, if it's mid-tier, is coming with a hard shell case, and there are a lot of entry-level ANC headphones that are either coming with a soft shell case, or some of them are even coming with like a real hard shell case. So I feel if you can return the Beat Studio Pros, go ahead and return them, get yourself the Sony Ultwears. I do think they're going to be a better investment, and they're going to fit you a lot better. They're going to block out more noise. They also have the extra bass feature. They're a lot of fun to listen to. But from an audio fidelity standpoint, I do feel that the Beat Studio Pros sound better than the Ultwears. But as a complete package, I do feel the Ultwears are going to be a better investment than the Beat Studio 3's. Okay? What time is it? It is 7:15. All right. Okay, and Fernando's asking, what's better, Sony XM4's or AirPod Max? AirPod Max, I like these. I like their sound. I like how they sound. And that's it. I like the sound that comes out of the AirPod Max. However, everything else about these, they're hard to justify as well. And I feel that these are just status symbols for people that don't know better. Again, from a fit and comfort standpoint, and I don't want to take these out of the case because I don't want to risk messing up my audio on my phone. But But again, just from a fit and comfort standpoint, these headphones are very heavy. They weigh in at 380 grams, okay? That is a lot, especially when compared to all of these other headphones that we have on the table here. And these are just the ones that we have on the table. We have a few other ones under the table and then some in the closet. Your average pair of premium ANC headphones weigh around 280 grams, okay? Bose NC700s weigh in at 180 grams. But if you look at like the Sony 1000 XM5s, those weigh in at 250 grams. The XM4's weigh in at 200. It's either 55 grams or 54 grams. Excuse me if I'm off by a gram. Um, the Bose QC Ultras, I believe those also weigh in at like 255 grams. And then there are the Bose QCs, which weigh in at 230 grams, okay? Just the fact that these headphones are lighter, they're going to be more comfortable because you don't feel them shifting around as much when you're walking around with them on, and they're easier to forget when you're sitting with them. But then also the fabric ear pads on the AirPod Max, these can get itchy when compared to the leatherette ear pads found on all of these other headphones. However, the good thing about the fabric ear pads on the AirPod Max is that they're a lot more breathable, so they don't get as hot as these other headphones out there. However, since the ear pads on the Bose QCs don't have a lot of surface area coming in contact with your skin, they don't heat up as fast. Whereas with the ear pads on the XM4's, these heat up just a little bit quicker than the ear pads on the Bose QCs because they mush down a little bit, so it increases their surface area. But but um, but yeah, the AirPod Max aren't as comfortable as these other headphones. The battery on the AirPod Max is also a big problem. Those headphones, they're only good for 20 hours with their ANC turned on, whereas with Sony's headphones, both the XM5s and XM4s, they're good for 30 hours. And with Bose's headphones, they're both good for up to 24 hours. But also with the AirPod Max, again, going back to the body, because I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. This is the case. You can't fly with this. I mean, like, you throw this into your backpack, you run the risk of damaging your headphones. You run the risk of tearing this. Okay. So yeah, I mean, like with all of these other headphones, you're going to get a proper hard shell case. But then also another thing is, if you plan on flying, I feel that your headphones need to either have an audio jack or they need to come included with an audio jack adapter and an audio cable so that you can use them with a wired connection. With the AirPod Max, if you want to use them with a wired connection, you can do so. You just got to pay Apple $30 for the privilege of using your headphones with a wired connection because they don't have an audio jack. You can use a wired connection with their Lightning port, but you have to get Apple's Lightning port to audio jack cable, and that's an extra $30. I do feel that is messed up. It's a miracle that the Beat Studio Pros come included with that cable. All right. So yeah. Sound quality wise, I like these headphones, but the active noise cancellation on these block out like as much noise as the AirPod Max while at ground level. However, these do have more cabin pressure, so you feel like that pressure on your eardrums. You feel like you gotta pop your ears like that. Whereas with the AirPod Max, they block out a similar amount of noise while at ground level with less cabin pressure, but more importantly, while at cruising altitude, thanks to the atmospheric pressure sensor, they block out noticeably more noise while flying than the AirPod Max. For me, I feel that these are just a tough sell. And I actually read an article earlier this week saying that Apple has no plans to upgrade the AirPod Max after their latest AirPod Max version that just came out that basically just has a USB-C port instead of a Lightning port. I doubt I'm going to make a video on the AirPod Max because the only difference is that they have a Lightning port. But other than that, they block out the same amount of noise. They sound the same. So personally for me, the AirPod Max, these are also a hard pass, regardless of price. What was the initial question? You were asking AirPod Max or Sony 1000 XM4s. Sony 1000 XM4s all the way, just starting from a price standpoint and also a comfort standpoint. Yes, the AirPod Max, they sound better than the XM4s, but everything else, it's hard to justify. Yeah, right? So, all right, so where are we? Where are we? Okay. Skip the 910. All right, wait. Where is? Okay. All right, guys. I think between the XM4s and the Ultwear, which one's better for comfort and ANC? We've answered that already. XM4s block out more noise while they block out more noise both at ground level and at cruising altitude. But the Ultwears are a little bit more. It depends. The Ultwears, their ear cups are a little bit more spacious, but they do heat up a little faster than the XM4s. Okay. But yeah, Dash. Yeah, no, no. I mean, like, yeah, that's why we're doing the live stream. But I do feel that if you can return them, maybe return them, get yourself a pair of old to wear, a pair of old to wears. But you know, it's up to you. Okay. So yeah, Kate is asking 1000 XM4s or old to wear for ANC and comfort. I mean, the XM4s they block out more noise, but the old to wears, their ear cups are a little bit more spacious. But their ear cups heat up a little faster than the XM4s. So here, do you want slightly better comfort or do you want noticeably better ANC? If you want slightly better comfort, get the old to wears. If you want noticeably better ANC, get the XM4s. Okay. All right. So, and then we'll do just one last question, and it's basically, which are the most comfortable headphones for flying? The most comfortable headphones for flying are going to be the Bose QCs. The Bose QCs are more comfortable than the Bose QC Ultra because the Bose QCs are lighter and they have a slightly looser fit. Um, but if you want better active noise cancellation, then you do want to go with either the 1000 XM5s or the 1000 XM4s. With the 1000 XM5s, they block out more noise than the 1000 XM4s, but the XM4s, they're more comfortable and they're more convenient to fly with than the XM5s. Okay? All right, guys, I think we are going to call it a night. I got to go eat. I'm starving. And I am starting to lose my voice. What we can do is we can do another one of these streams. We can do another one of these streams. We'll do it on Thursday or we'll do it on Friday, just to help other community members with their purchasing decisions here, definitely during Black Friday. I do feel that the Sony 1000 XM4s are a very solid deal that a lot of people are sleeping on. So, but yeah, I mean, like when we did the stream on Sunday, somebody was asking about their home theater setup and they were asking should they upgrade from the Sonos Arc to the Sonos Arc Ultra. It would be a $500 difference for them. And I basically told them, no, don't get the Arc Ultra. Just keep your Arc. And with those $500, get yourself a pair of Era 100s. And that way you can have rear satellite speakers and now you can have surround sound instead of shelling out the extra cash for the Arc Ultra. And if you don't have the room for the rear satellite speakers, the Era 100s, then just stay as is because the instrument separation between the Arc and the Arc Ultra isn't enough to warrant an upgrade. And I kind of feel that the original Arc has better bass than the Arc Ultra. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. You guys can click on the links that we put in the chat, pick up any of the products that we talked about, and also feel free to search the channel for any of these videos that we've been talking about all day. But yeah, I'll see you guys later.